My boyfriend chose her over me, called me controlling, now he's begging to come to my party. My boyfriend called me controlling just because I wasn't comfortable with another girl constantly clinging to him. Like, literally all the time. So instead of hearing me out, he chose her over me. Now he's full of regret and suddenly trying to insert himself into my birthday plans like nothing ever happened. But before I dive into all that, let me say this, I've noticed the channel's been slowing down a bit lately. If you're here and you like these stories, hitting that subscribe button is the easiest way to show support. It's fast, it's free, and it really helps keep this community growing strong. This might be a bit long, so heads up, and sorry in advance. So yeah, I'm 18, and my now ex-boyfriend, also 18, had been my boyfriend for just over a year. Things had been kind of shaky between us for a few months. He constantly saying nasty things about my friends, especially the guys I've been close to since I was like 5. He even gave me ultimatums, trying to pressure me into cutting them off. But what really pushed me over the edge was when he invited me to his 18th birthday, only to uninvite me because, apparently, his friends didn't want me there. And knowing his track record with twisting the truth, I honestly can't even be sure they actually said that. It could have been another one of his random lies. He does that a lot. He never seemed comfortable with me hanging around his friends, and he clearly didn't care much for mine either. The only thing that might have triggered it all was this one girl in his friend group. She'd just gone through a breakup and started leaning on him hard. At first, I got it. She was hurting. But after a while, I'd walk through the hallways at 6th form and catch her literally hanging off him, arms around his neck, sobbing like her life depended on him. Eventually, I asked him calmly, even, to just set some boundaries. I told him it felt a little disrespectful toward me. His response? He blew up. Told me he was siding with her and that his friends all thought I was controlling and no fun. Then he told me not to come to his party. And that was the breaking point. I told him, fine. Do your birthday your way, and then added, maybe we're not meant to be if you don't respect me or even want me around. As much as it stung, I walked away. Unfriended him on everything, too. Not long after, he started posting all these weird, passive-aggressive, cryptic messages online. Stuff that was obviously aimed at me. Meanwhile, I was trying to keep it together and focus on planning my own 18th birthday, which was just a few weeks after his. One of my close friends, who's been really supportive through all of this, helped me set things up and cheered me on when I was feeling down. Then she told me something strange. About a week after I cut him off, he started putting up these dramatic, heartbroken posts on Facebook. Like he suddenly realized he messed up. And to top it off, he scheduled a night out with his friends on the exact same night as my birthday party, in the same city. It feels like he's trying to crash my celebration or at least throw some shade. And now I'm stuck wondering, does he actually feel bad about how he treated me? Or did I maybe overreact by ending things just because I wasn't invited to his birthday? I keep going back and forth, trying to figure out if I was too harsh. But then again, his sudden change in behavior makes zero sense. One of the top comments I saw on the post where I shared the story said I wasn't overreacting, and honestly, they're probably right. They even pointed out that he most likely did hook up with that girl or, at the very least, enjoyed all the attention she gave him. He pulled the classic immature move, pushed me away until I had enough and walked, and now he's regretting it. But that doesn't mean he suddenly cares. It's more like he wants to have everything, me and the attention from his friend, without any consequences. Basically, he wants his cake and to eat it too. And honestly, screw that. He's clearly too wrapped up in what his friends think, and I deserve someone who can think for themselves and actually has a backbone. If anything, this breakup is probably a blessing. I'm at a point in my life where I should be focusing on me, making decisions that shape my future, not getting dragged down by some dude who treats me like a side character in my own story. And if he does try to show up at my birthday, I'm ready to treat him like the sad little joke he's become. No mercy. He's going to call me a bitch no matter what I do, so I might as well make it worth it and have a great story to tell. One of my friends even joked that I should practice my mean girl lines ahead of time. You know, just in case he pops up while I'm out celebrating, surrounded by people who actually love me and want me to be happy. For what it's worth, I do think he liked the attention from that girl. And I'm not the only one who noticed. Someone in his class even came up to me and asked if I was okay after hearing everything that went down. They told me that girl has a reputation for this kind of thing. So yeah, none of it really surprises me anymore. I'll admit, I've got my insecurities like anyone else, but honestly, that girl must be dealing with some serious self-esteem issues if she feels the need to hang all over someone else's boyfriend just to feel better about herself. She can keep him, and his greasy man bun too. Someone left a comment saying I wasn't being insecure at all for feeling uncomfortable watching another girl snuggle up to my boyfriend in public. And honestly, they were right. That kind of behavior isn't just awkward, it's flat out disrespectful, and honestly, a little humiliating for everyone involved. They also said the breakup wasn't an overreaction, especially considering it was a milestone birthday. I mean, being shut out like that made it crystal clear. There's no real future with someone who doesn't want you around for a big life event. And that's exactly what stung the most. I thought I mattered to him. I genuinely believed I was important enough to be there. Being left out of something that meaningful just cut deep. I'm still hurting, but I'm trying to lean into it and be a little more unapologetic. A little more salty bitch, if you will. Another commenter shared they once dated someone who would lie about pointless things, little micro-lies that don't even matter, and how it made them question everything. That hit home, because yeah, that's exactly what it was like with him. I replied saying, honestly, yes. That's so spot on. He'd lie about the dumbest stuff, constantly. I'm a huge fan of this one video game series, and one day he told me there was a brand new release coming out. I got excited and looked it up. Nothing. No release. When I called him on it, instead of just admitting he was wrong, he got super defensive and claimed I must have misheard him. Like, really? Update. 5 days later. First of all, thank you to everyone who wished me a happy birthday. It genuinely meant a lot. I spent most of the weekend nursing a hangover after going all out for my 18th in the city. And yeah, it was a blast. Now, onto what I know you're really here for. So, as expected, my ex did in fact plan his night out on the exact same night as mine, in the same city, hitting up the places he knew I'd probably go. I'm into gothic stuff, so of course I went to a few of the alternative bars, and surprise, he showed up there too. It started when my friends and I were walking to our next stop. A little ways ahead of us, I spotted him and his group of friends walking out of a place. The moment he saw me, he started slowing down, glancing over his shoulder every few seconds, clearly trying to keep us in view. It was beyond awkward. At first, we all just tried to act like he wasn't there, but then his friends noticed what he was doing. A couple of them turned around, saw us, and shockingly came over to say hi. And you know what? They were actually really polite, considering I was supposedly the villain in his story. They smiled, said hello, asked what we were doing out, and acted surprised that I hadn't come to his birthday. One of them even said they didn't know it was my birthday that night. Meanwhile, he just stood there, shuffling his feet, totally silent. Didn't say a word. His group ended up inviting us to join them. I was a little unsure at first, but it turned out we were all heading to the same bar anyway. Of course we were. Once inside, he kept trying to talk to me. I kept things short, just a few yes or no answers here and there. I wasn't interested in getting into it, especially not on my birthday. Then out of nowhere, he starts crying. Like, actually tearing up and asking, "Why are you being so cold, and do you really hate me now?" I just looked at him and said, "I'm not doing this. It's my birthday. Please leave me alone." Eventually, his friends moved on to a different venue and wished us a good night. That should have been the end of it, but no, he started screaming after them in the street. Full-on yelling about how I was heartless, how I dumped him unfairly, and even accusing me of cheating just because one of my longtime guy friends was with us. It was mortifying. People were staring. I was standing there clutching a cocktail while he threw a tantrum in the middle of the street like some unhinged soap opera character. Some of his friends walked away from him in embarrassment, while a couple stayed behind trying to calm him down. One of my friends reminded him, loudly, that he's the one who didn't want me at his birthday to begin with. Meanwhile, I was just chilling with my drink, surrounded by my people, watching the whole mess unfold like I was front row at a reality show. My friends thought the whole thing was wild and hilarious. The next morning, they were showing me the ridiculous, over-the-top stuff he posted on social media. I even got a few friend requests from his friends, some of whom messaged me saying they had a great time hanging out. Naturally, I also woke up to a ton of missed calls and texts from him. I didn't even bother reading them. Right now, I'm just soaking in the peace of being free from all that drama. Honestly, it's been kind of therapeutic, watching the chaos unfold without being emotionally involved anymore. I really appreciate everyone who encouraged me to walk away because looking back, it's so obvious how manipulative he really was. That public meltdown, crying, shouting, acting like the victim, just exposed everything. And the best part? I'm actually happier now. Truly. Whatever poor soul ends up dating him next. Good luck, seriously. Edit. Just to clear things up, I'm from way up north in the UK. The legal drinking age here is 18. So for everyone coming at me with the whole underage drinking thing, relax. The world doesn't revolve around American laws. That's not even the point of this post. Top comments had me laughing though. One person said, "He's so full of it. Thought he'd get lucky on his birthday and totally failed. So now he's on plan B, flooding Facebook with sad posts in case you or your friends are creeping." And you know what? That checks out. Another theory was that he planned the same night party as mine on purpose, hoping I'd be around. Like, maybe he had a mutual friend feeding him info, or maybe he just assumed we'd be hitting the usual spots all the locals go to on a weekend night. Either way, it flopped. Hard. Total fail. Honestly, dumping him was the best thing I could have done. And yeah, it cracked me up how the whole post somehow turned into a side convo about international drinking laws. Still, I'm glad everyone had a laugh, and yeah, I had an awesome night. For the record, the best cure for a hangover? Little hair of the dog. Works every time. I replied to one comment saying it had me in stitches. The only thing I'm dreading now is the thought that he might end up going to the same university as me. I should probably start looking into self-defense classes, just in case. No joke. And for the record, no one was leaking info. We just happened to dress kind of similarly and hang in the same alternative scene. But if I'm being honest, he's a lot more whiny and dramatic than me. Like, painfully so. I kept it simple after the party. Ate a bunch of toast and crackers, downed a Lucozade, and I was golden the next morning. Another commenter said something that stuck with me. They called it what it was, leaving behind a total twat. And they were right. His whole sad boy act wasn't about me. It was about him. He wasn't sorry he hurt me, he was sorry he lost control of the situation. His little meltdown was never about love or guilt. It was just another performance. And I knew that from the start. I responded saying his behavior was clearly self-serving, either to gain sympathy or manipulate people, maybe both. Watching him was like watching a toddler pitch a fit when they don't get what they want. Same energy. Someone else asked if I ever talked to his friends, if they gave me the inside scoop, or if she was there that night. Funny enough, she wasn't. I was honestly shocked. I even overheard a couple of his friends chatting, and one of them referred to her as always trying to get someone to feel sorry for her. So yeah, sounds like her whole act might be wearing thin. Some of them actually asked why I hadn't come to his birthday or why we didn't just do a joint thing. I told them straight up, he uninvited me because they didn't want me there. They all exchanged this awkward look and didn't say a word after that. And just in the last few hours, one of those friends messaged me again. From what I can tell, it seems like they had no clue about any of it.